Rupal.
Hi. Hi.
Cool.
This,
Okay.
yeah, it seems to be working. This is all going to be recorded too, this part of it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it goes on YouTube live, and I think we can share it. Um, Sorry, I was wondering, I was like, oh no, what have I done? And then podcasting yet. Um, so good. I'm
Hmm.
glad this worked.
Yeah.
And
But this is, yeah, okay. I didn't quite understand how it works, but it's a Google Hangout that gets broadcast on YouTube
YouTube.
Live.
Yeah, they used to do them differently, but I guess it wasn't working because I used to do them before,
Mm-hmm.
and they since moved the platform of Google Hangouts right onto YouTube because nobody was using Google Hangouts on its.
Mm,
So this is better.
gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I emailed it to Bharti. Hopefully she's able to join. I don't think you need a special app or anything. Did you need one?
I had Google Hangouts installed on my phone already,
Okay.
so that's what it went to.
If she has Gmail, I feel like she automatically has Google Hangout.
And if she's using a laptop, it should do it automatically. Yeah. Do you want me to give her a call and then we can?
No, I think she'll jump on in a couple of minutes. And I can. I think I'll be able to see the chat box from. The tricky thing is that I'll be able to see the chat box from my laptop, but it'll have an echo if I have it on all the time. So I'm only gonna look at it, and I'll have to I think I'll have to mute myself when I go to look at it, and come back with the questions. Does that make sense? Because it'll be playing on my on a yeah. I think if I remember correctly, that's what happens. So
Okay.
Just so you're knowing.
Okay.
How's your ride going so far? Where are you?
I'm just outside of Bangor, not that far yet.
You didn't make it far. Oh no.
Yeah.
You got a long way to go, huh?
I do. Yeah. So it just.
And you're going to Washington?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Are you meeting people? Or are you doing it alone?
And no, I'm not doing it alone. It's through a festival, like an ice festival that's going on there.
Oh wow, cool.
So, yeah.
All right.
So I'll be with a group and a guide. So.
That's good. Very cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Possibly frigid, but
possibly frigid. It's always like that.
Yeah. That's true.
It has the best sorry, I'm inviting people to come to this online.
Okay. I'm gonna pull up my questions.
Yep. What question? I guess I'll wait. All right, I'm gonna go to the bot. Let's see. Okay.
So you can view the question box right now?
I think I just was able to pop it out.
Okay.
That it could stay up. I did just try doing that.
Nice.
Hopefully it stays like that. I'm actually not tech savvy whatsoever. And
you seem like the most tech savvy of the lot.
That's not saying much, Rupal. Awesome.
Oh, it's someone sees us live right now. Hi, Laura.
I don't think she can say hi back on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she could type in the comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, will you ask her to try? Because I'd like to see if it's working.
Yeah, I'm sure she just heard you.
Okay, good. I guess I could have asked her to try.
Laura, do you see it on Facebook or on YouTube, or where is it? Because she's typing hi in the Messenger, in Facebook Messenger, so it must be.
I honestly don't know.
Where is the comment box, she's asking?
It's on the YouTube link. Like, she has to join the Hangout on YouTube.
Okay.
Which I think you can share the YouTube link again. Unfortunately, I wasn't sharing. I was sharing the event because the link is like a thumbnail of a picture of me and my son like 10 years ago. So I didn't. I couldn't figure out how to change it. I tried for so long. I changed all these other things on my Google account, but all these other pictures.
Okay.
So I wasn't sharing the link so frequently, but I can share it again. Oh, I wonder if you can live video the thing.
Live video, the
live. You know, you can Facebook Live stuff. You know what? I don't want to mess with
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's my question is where is this showing up currently?
It is just showing up on YouTube. So people would see the link on Facebook and join it. And that's the way we've done it previously. So that's kind of how we invite people.
Gotcha.
I'm going to let you introduce Bharti, Rupal, because you know her best.
Is she here?
Not yet.
Okay.
She's got a couple minutes left. You'll have to come up with something to say about her. The tricky thing about being back with my windows behind me is everybody can see my messy kitchen in the windows. It's like being behind. I should change the way I'm sitting.
Oh, she says she can't join the chat because she needs to create a channel to join the chat.
No, she doesn't need that, I don't think. Can she join? It's a Hangout, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if there's another way. I'll ask her if she goes to her Gmail, and she can go to the little square on the side. YouTube will be there and Hangouts and stuff.
Okay. Oh, like in the Google Mail Hangout?
Yeah, like if you're like where you can get to your Google Drive and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
You get the Hangout. Hey, Rupal, are you still there? Did you join from the link I sent you or from the one that came from YouTube?
I joined from...
Like my email?
Yeah, well, there was a little Google Hangout invitation, yeah, so that's what I joined from. Let me see.
Let me try once more to invite her. With that.
Wow, that was quite a noise.
Since I am but we don't see you. She says she's on. Maybe she's watching. Right.
Maybe she hasn't clicked the
Oh,
video button.
click the video button.
Ah, there we go.
Ah, hi, Bharti.
Hi.
Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Everyone, this is Dr. Bharti Verma. She's a very experienced yogi and yoga teacher, and is joining us today to answer our questions about yoga. What is it? Why do we do it? How does it affect us? And whatever questions you might have to ask her. So we're having a little technical. Okay, I think it's working.
So, yes, thank you. Thank you for asking me to do this. It's nice to be here. Are there some other people talking at the same time? I can hear some.
No, I don't hear any other people, but there are people who would like to ask questions but don't know how to do it. So Kylie and Casey just texted me and said they are unable to find out how to do that. So actually the text will just pop up. So if you want to ask it there, then I can repeat it and we can ask the questions that way. So anybody who has found a different method of communication, otherwise the YouTube comment area is where we're hoping to have the questions show up.
Yep.
So,
people can post in that question box.
Yeah.
As well.
So, while we're waiting for that to happen, we could start with a few questions of our own. So, for instance, I'd like to know what drew you to yoga? How did you end up doing this?
That's an interesting question. I actually don't know. My husband was interested in yoga. He liked doing it, and I joined in. For the most part, I paid lip service. I did very little in the beginning to actually join. But when I did join, I was really happy doing it because I could do it at my own pace with my own abilities. And I was happy doing what I could. But I tell you, what really got me very interested was my own medical practice. The people who came to see me, and sometimes I would look at people and I would think, my goodness, if only they had lived a healthier life, if only they had exercised, if only they had eaten better, perhaps they would not be as badly off. And then having gotten there and thinking, can these people actually, if they start to live a healthier life, can they make a difference? Can they get back in control of where life is taking them? And that is when I really became interested in yoga.
So,
you know,
Dr. Verma, you're a
Rupal, and
family
you're a
physician.
physician, so you also see people who are not well. And certainly as a young physician, as a conventionally trained physician, our first thing is we go to this, that, and the other prescriptions. Unfortunately, when you give one prescription, you tell them how it may help them, then you also tell them how it may cause them to have side effects. And
Indeed.
the interesting part about yoga is that there are no side effects. So I feel very confident in prescribing yoga to my patients, to my friends, because it works well.
So what sort of conditions do you prescribe it for? What does it work for?
I haven't actually seen a single medical condition where it cannot help. But the most that people that I prescribe it for, it can be a number of physical conditions, people coming in with headaches, back pain, hip pain, knee pain, any kind of physical pain. Yoga is a great way to start to get back in shape and re-establish good physical conditioning, become fit and healthier. So that is any kind of physical ailment. It's very good in helping people with. And then, of
Mm-hmm.
course, there are lots of conditions like diabetes, right? Where their physical health is actually contributing to the way they are right now. And if they can start to exercise a little bit, that's all that is needed. And, very interesting actually. I was just reading some research yesterday on yoga, and they were talking about how yoga can actually, you don't actually have to lose weight for it to help diabetes. It's just that stretching of the muscle that increases insulin receptor sensitivity on the muscle, and the muscle starts to use the amount of sugar that has been ingested properly so that your sugar counts go down.
That is
So
fascinating.
it's fascinating. It's
Mm.
very, very simple, effective means of taking care of yourself. So it's a very effective way to get back in control of your life, of your health, where you are.
How do you think it affects mental health?
Well, mentally, and this is where yoga has been used the most. Anxiety, depression, stress related conditions, this is where yoga helps a great deal, because the way the Western society understands yoga is asanas, physical, but that is not all yoga. In fact, if you read any yoga philosophy, uh, or you read any yoga scriptures, they talk very little about what you do on the mat. In fact, yoga philosophy is aimed at taking care of the mind. It is, the founder of the Art of Living Foundation, um, the organization to which I belong, says building stronger mind, what yoga does. Yes, definitely you will build stronger bodies if you do asanas, but if you learn the skills that yoga teaches, it is the skill to manage your mind. We do all kinds of things in our
Mm.
lives. We all have financial management, and we all manage our careers, our futures in many ways. So we go and see many counselors, but not too many of us think about managing the mind. And yet, you know what gets us in most trouble?
Mm-hmm.
It's our mind. It's the way
Indeed.
we think, that the
Mm.
world thinks about us, the people around us perceive us, and how we see ourselves, right? So, yoga is a beautiful tool. It teaches you how to manage your mind, how to find that balance in your life so that you can be happy, healthy, and yet effective and efficient, and still have a smile on your face at the end
Mm.
of the day.
Fascinating. So Laura says they've just started a yoga group. She lives in Brooklyn, and also a sit yoga group. So that's wonderful. Really applaud you for that. Um, so one of the things that people always say is, I'm so busy, I don't have time for yoga.
Mhm.
So how do you fit it in? How do I fit it in?
So, look, anytime you want to make a change in your life, it takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of time management, right? You start with that effort, and you say, for the next 30, 40 days, this half hour of a day, I am going to do my yoga practice. And then you look at yourself in those 30 days and just watch how the days go. And then on the 31st day, you say, okay, I'm not going to do my yoga practice. I'm going to just take it easy, and don't do it for 3, 4, 5 days and see what happens. You will be running back to your mat, because what you will have found is that taking that half hour for yourself, now your day has become much more effective, much more efficient, much more enjoyable. And so you will want to do your practice. Hmm? So that's what yoga does for you. It teaches you not just skills on the mat, not just balance on the mat. Okay, so Westerners understand yoga as asanas or physical posture. So let's just talk about it. The propounder of yoga philosophy says how to do an asana. Be still and comfortable. This is how you do an enjoyable asana. Can you be still if you are not balanced? Say you are standing and you are putting more weight on one side of the body than the other. How long can you stand for without getting the other part complaining? Not too long.
Definitely
That
not
is
too
not
long.
going to be comfortable, because then you'll find what you're doing. You're going to be shifting your weight. Yes? So that is not comfortable. But if you're putting equal weight on both feet, on both legs, both hips, you're balanced and you can stand there for quite some time like that, right?
Mhm.
So when you take that principle from the mat, you can take it to your everyday life. Can you be comfortable if you are not balanced in your outside life? Whatever it is you do,
Impossible.
right? If you are not comfortable, can you be still or can you be steady in whatever you are doing? No,
It's
you
just
can't.
not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So be comfortable in whatever it is you're doing, whether you're a housewife, a professional, a teacher, an engineer, a doctor. If you are not comfortable in that role, you cannot be happy, right? So taking this yoga philosophy to your outside life and say, am I doing what I want to do with all that I have? Am I giving my 100%?
Mm.
If I'm giving it my 100%, comfortable in doing this job, this work, this career, whatever it is. If you have the skill, you're comfortable, there's a big smile on your face. You're happy. You can keep doing that day in, day out, because now it is bringing you that smile. Yes?
Mm.
But if you are not happy in that position, for whatever reason, and those reasons may be either that there's too much else to do, lost that balance, right? You've got too many different things to do. You cannot maintain that balance in your job, number one. And because you're not maintaining that balance, you're not efficient or effective. And you're not efficient or effective, that means now you're not getting done what you need to as quickly as you might. Does that make sense?
Indeed.
So being taking this philosophy of sthira sukham asanam, Be steady and comfortable in whatever it is you are doing in life, off the mat to your everyday life, and see if you can't keep smiling every day. So, this
Mm-hmm.
is one skill. Simple principle in words, but not so easy to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, when you practice it again and again, you do become skillful at it.
Yeah, like sitting still for meditation, for me, it's still a challenge.
Mm. And
But
that's why
yeah.
we do. That's why we do asanas.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do asanas just so that the body will become toned and trim and slim and right. That's not the only reason to do asanas. Asanas is to help develop this mental stillness. As soon as you feel still in the body, breath starts to flow slowly, it's more even, it's smooth. And soon as that happens, that asana practice itself becomes meditative. Yes?
Mm.
Hmm? So that is sthir sukham asana. When you start to feel that level of comfort and you start to enjoy that asana, the mind becomes quiet, thoughts become quiet, emotions are not rising and racing so fast. That is sthir sukham asana. Hmm?
Mm. You know, one of the fascinating pieces of research that I read recently was with meditation, how it actually changes the brain. Now, I'm a neurologist, so I love brains, and that's what I'm interested in. Um, but that meditating actually changes the activation of your amygdala, which is the fear center, the really the basic, uh, when you're getting into this fight or flight mode, what gets
Mhm.
activated, and that it calms it down, which is, I mean, this is proof. This is proof that
Yes, and
meditation
it's
works.
yeah, it works. It absolutely works. And it not just calms it down
Mm.
in that instant, it builds capacity for you to handle stress on a day to day life. So, let me tell you a really neat research I read about yesterday.
Mm.
So, this is at University of Utah that they had three groups of people. They had 15 or 16 people who do yoga practice on a regular basis. And then they had similar number of people who have problems with fibromyalgia. So you all understand that fibromyalgia, these are who are people who do get stressed easily, and it is felt that their physical condition is a reaction to stress. So they have a lot of pain all over their body. So there was a group of people like that. And then they had a similar number of healthy volunteers. And you know what they did? They pressed their thumbnail with a certain amount of pressure and they measured how much pressure they were putting on their thumbnail. And they measured their physical reaction to pain. Oh my God, that hurts. And also they measured the center in the brain that perceives pain and evoked responses there, the electrical activity in the brain. And you know what they found? People who practice yoga were able to tolerate much more pain. People who had fibromyalgia were obviously able to tolerate much less pain. And the yoga practitioners tolerated and could deal with a lot more pain, even more than the healthy volunteers. And there are
Wow.
many similar studies like
Mm-hmm.
this. So, yes, you build capacity to manage stress and deal with pain. And there's a lot of um, research on pain, how it changes the brain. So, in fact, the gray matter in the brain actually will go down. This also happens not just in chronic pain, but also in people who suffer with anxiety and depression. And then, you know what they found? Those who actually practice yoga, and especially those who practice meditation, the gray matter in the brain, in the insula, the volume actually increases. They have better cognitive function, they have
Mm-hmm.
better um, function, their visual cortex, etc. So you know much more about the brain. I'm not going to go there, but I'm going to. This is actually proven that yoga practitioners actually do better terms of managing stress, in dealing with depression, in handling pain, and it builds capacity. You know, life is very interesting. Life would be no fun if you'd had to do and deal with the same thing day in, day out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's also the same thing that gets us all stressed out, right? Because you just manage one change, and by the time you managed it and you say, taken care of this, something else changes, and you say, oh no, I have to take care of this. But people who do yoga practice, in fact, they find that they build capacity to manage the day to day changes in their life a lot better than people who don't. And so they are therefore less apt to become sick because of stress related issues and stress related illnesses.
Mm. I like to think of it as building flexibility in the body and the mind.
Yeah, so and again, if you go from the asana practice, you do asanas, you start your very first class and you find you're not as flexible, you're not as strong, but you continue to practice. What happens with time? You improve your flexibility, you improve your strength. And this happens at a physiologic level, right? The muscle fiber not only has elastic properties, but it also has plastic properties. So as you continue to stretch, what happens? Those muscles that are being stretched, being held for a period of time in that stretch, they develop this elasticity, and now they maintain that elasticity, which is what we call plasticity. And now these muscle groups can do a lot better in different asanas, not just the same posture. So this is developing elasticity and plasticity at the physical level. But if you continue to do these practices, it also changes what we call neuroplasticity, ability of the brain to handle day to day stresses. The brain tissue actually remodels and starts to take, becomes more able to take care of stresses. In fact, there is research that says, and it proves that happiness, if you make it a habit, the brain starts to think that it is happy. And the moment you wake up or you go out, you see sunshine, oh, you see snow. There's a big smile on your face and you just walk through it. So, happiness is a habit, and that is a teaching of yoga practice. Making happiness a habit in your life. So just bringing back that balance and seeing that, yeah, good things happen, bad things happen, but I can walk through it. I can take care of this, and everything will be fine.
It will be. Dr. Verma, thank you so much for sharing all this with us. Now, let's say that I am really interested in learning more. What opportunities are there for me?
Well, come take our workshop. You're having a workshop in Brewer. Come come and spend some time with us. I think you can give the details, Rupa, whatever they are,
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
send them
So
to people. Yeah, sure.
yeah, they're at February 10th and 11th in Brewer at the Homeland Studio. You can come for one day, but I think that you'll find the benefits you'll reap will be biggest if you come for both days. And we look forward to seeing you there.
Okay,
We'll
and
send out a
certainly,
link again.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is one thing, and then you know, be kind to yourself. Once you come, you learn something. We human beings, we are creatures of habit. But to build a new habit takes a little bit of effort. So once you have learned something, you know, then keep practicing it again and again and again. And as you practice this again and again, at the physical as well as at the brain level. So at the physical level, you develop the strength, you develop the flexibility. At the brain level, you develop this neuroplasticity. And you want to do that because let me tell you that yoga not just changes you the way you are now. It not just helps you handle stress, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, but also it builds your capacity to handle um, cold flus, infections. It improves your immunity. Not just that, it doesn't just help you while you are doing this, but it actually has an effect at the genomic level, at your DNA level. If you continue to practice good things like yoga and meditation, it can actually turn on the good genes and turn off the bad genes. This is very interesting research in epigenetics that shows that yoga and meditation can do this. And it's proven again and again. So, you know, why not take care of this and why not take care of ourselves and say, yes, I can not just take care of me, especially if you're young and you're thinking that you're going to have children. Just think what you will pass on to those coming ahead of you. And I think as health providers, as a health provider, I see this as a huge challenge for me that not just teaching my patients to take care of their health right now for their own health, but if they will practice this, their happiness and their health will rub off on their children who are already here, but they will also pass on these changes to future generations to come. So it's pretty amazing
Really
stuff that's happening.
powerful. Really powerful. Yeah. It's interesting to think not only is it that you're passing on the environment, the habits, but that you are actually altering their DNA.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. So,
mm-hmm. So one of the things that I think would be nice for our participants is that we can post some links to articles that they can read if they want to go to the primary literature, because this stuff
sure.
is just really fascinating. So I think they would all benefit from reading about it if they're
Sure, we
interested.
can.
And so, yeah.
We can send that to them.
Stephanie, did you have any additional questions?
Well, I shared the link to your event in Brewer, Dr. Verma. I'm very excited for it. My husband and I are both going. He wants to go because he sits at a desk a lot or stands, and he skis. So both his knees and his neck hurt. So when we read the description, he was like, "Oh, I really need to go to that." So.
Excellent.
Yes.
It's very interesting when I talk about yoga to my patients, and they shy away because they think that they have to be flexible, they have to be at a certain level of fitness, they maybe should be young. very beautiful thing about yoga is that everyone at any age with any ability can practice, and wherever they start is the right time, right place for them. Begin with what you have, and you will see you will develop that strength, the flexibility, and improvement in your health and happiness.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have a body and a mind, you can
That's
do
it.
yoga.
You
That's it.
you
They don't
are
even have to
eligible
work
to
that
do
well.
yoga.
It's true.
There.
Yeah. So I also encourage all of my patients to do yoga. I mean, for Parkinson's, it's excellent for balance, for flexibility, and those that has been definitely studied as well as one of the things that we really think is beneficial. So, with all that being said, is if anyone has any other questions, pop them in. Otherwise, we'll give a big thank you to Dr. Verma for joining us and to Stephanie as well. And we can see you all in Brewer in February.
Okay. Right. Sounds good.
Is there anything else you want to share with us, Dr. Verma, about anything at
Oh,
all?
that's good. I mean, I have already told. Well, you can obviously tell I am very passionate about yoga, and no, I think that's good. It would be very nice to see a lot of people who have joined in to see them in Brewer when I'm there, and
Yeah,
yeah.
so lucky you're coming. I would go all the way to Canada for your silence course and the courses you offer in Canada. So when I found out you were coming to Maine, I was so thrilled. We're really excited to host you.
Yeah, it is a really great opportunity for everybody to have such a experienced and knowledgeable teacher and with a scientific background. So we're all very thankful.
Okay, wonderful. Nice to talk to you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Good night.
Okay, good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. Good night, Rupal. Good night, everybody.